Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video I'd like to discuss something that popped up on social media yesterday, which I instantly dismissed. Absolutely ridiculous. It was going round and round and round, and I thought, come on, it's a spoof. Couldn't possibly be real. Borat levels of obvious parody going on here. And then it was so widely reported, and so seriously, it was appearing in the mainstream media, which I don't mean to be serious, it's not all serious, but at the same time, did Boris Johnson really have a congratulatory message to Donald Trump, which he then just covered over and wrote one to Joe Biden instead, because that's what I've been asked to believe? Apparently, yes, that is what's happened. But first, if you'd like to be notified of daily news and politics, please subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon. So I need to show you this first. And what I did, so I saw in the media this message. This is on Boris Johnson's Twitter account. It was sent, a few days ago to Joe Biden quite late on, and it was a very lacklustre message. And then over social media yesterday, people were pointing out, if you sort of zoom in and do a bit of colour correction, you can see the word Trump under it and second term later on as well. And I thought that'd be ridiculous. Someone's photoshopped it, good laugh, yeah, joke, because you wouldn't do that, would you? You wouldn't do that. But first of all, when I saw it being reported in mainstream media, I thought, do you know what, I need to check. Because even then I didn't believe it. You wouldn't. So what we're going to do, this is the image from Boris Johnson's Twitter account. We're going to take this image and then I'm going to try and remember what I bloody well did with it. I'm not very good with Photoshop. I've had to practice this a little bit. Now, what we're going to do is we're first of all going to focus just above where it says Joe Biden. Now, I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it. I can see part of the word Trump there. But let's do a bit of adjusting here. So, exposure, I think. If we do a bit of gamma correction that way, and then a bit of exposure this way. Can you see now? RUMP, and then there's some stuff there showing up. And so I'm just gonna, try and focus on that. That's, in fact, can I make it a bit, well, I know I can make it a bit bigger, but will that make it any clearer? You can see it there. This is the original image of Boris Johnson's thing. You can do it yourself if you don't believe me. Although if you think that I have just mocked this up right there and then, you are ascribing to me a level of technical skill I do not have. You can try it yourself. And then somewhere else now, I'm not sure exactly where this is, so I may have to zoom out a little bit. Oh, hold on. There we go. Is this it? The future of this is there. I mean, that's really clear, that one. There is clearly a message underneath this one. I can't remember where the second term thing is. Let's see if I zoom out a little bit more. Can we see that? I don't think it really matters though, because this is absolutely astounding. It's in there somewhere. I forget where now. But I don't understand it. And the reason why I couldn't believe it at first, now don't get me wrong, I'm human like anyone else. You know how it is, and it's just human nature. If you see something that casts your political opponent in a bad light, you tend to be much more likely to accept it without really being critical. Whereas if someone, says something or reports something that's not favourable towards someone you see as a political ally, you tend to be more critical of it. Doesn't mean to say you won't accept it, but you do tend to expect a bit more proof. It's just in the nature of it. Something like this, I could easily have just gone, oh, well, yeah, that'd be Boris Johnson. But no, I couldn't accept it because it takes a level of stupid I couldn't believe. Do you know what they tried to say as well? They tried to say that, well, obviously before they knew who was going to be president, they had, they would have two different messages. Okay, I can accept that. Even though Boris Johnson's message came out very late, it wasn't exactly quick. But I can accept that they will have a message for Donald Trump and a message for Joe Biden, even though they don't take an awful long time to write. I mean, this didn't take a long time to write. But here's all you do. See, you've got your message for Trump, right? You have that one. and you go, okay, if Trump wins, we'll send this one off. And then you have your separate message for Biden on a separate file. And you know what? And here's what gets me. Let us say that, you know, and all you have to do is quite simple. You just call this one Trump, and you just call this one Biden. Whatever you want to distinguish it, and check before you send it out that you've got the right one. That's all fine. 2 separate files. That's not difficult. Let us say for whatever reason that you are too lazy to make 2 files. What they've had to do is to try and change this text to the colour of the background and then put more text on top of it. That is more effort than just copying and pasting the new text you want. You just go, bang. And I don't know how to use Photoshop very well, but even I can do that. And then there's not a hint of the past message. It's electronic. Boris Johnson was not up all night with his crayons writing a message to Trump and then being told, oh, by the way, I think you'll find Joe Biden's been nominated, has bbeen confirmed as president, even though for several days beforehand it was pretty clear Biden was going to win. You know, and he goes, oh, I've spent all night on it. Oh no. Cover it up and just write a new message over the same one. Or he was down to it. I don't know how this happened. And here's what really gets me about it, the whole thing. So as soon as I verified that it was true and it wasn't just some spoof going around social media, so I went to tell my partner and I told her this. And I said, how is this possible? I mean, this is me. I'm a political commentator who takes a very dim view of Boris Johnson and has ascribed to him many times a level of dumb that I wouldn't have done to previous prime ministers. And yet I could not believe this. Apart from anything else, Boris Johnson wouldn't have done it himself. An official would. How is this possible? And my partner said to me, actually, I can't repeat what she said to me, but she alluded to the fact that they lack a basic level of intelligence, so we put it that way. And beyond the hilarity and the silliness and look at that, how stupid can you be? We keep coming back to the fact that we look at this and we think, this is our government. At the moment, we have 2 extremely complex problems. We have Brexit and we have COVID. Exceedingly complex problems that would test a very competent and forward-looking government and a highly specialised civil service. We have got a government, and it doesn't matter whether it was actually Boris Johnson himself doing it or Dominic Cummings or an official. Someone did this. They did this. How did they do this? How was this possible? Because this took more effort than just having 2 files or just deleting the text from one and reinserting a different text, which still could have been worked out in advance and just copied and pasted. But when you're going that far, you might as well just have 2 separate files. It took more effort to cock it up than it did to do it right. And yet, this is who is in charge of dealing with the highly complex issue of Brexit, which means international isolation, where we're in a position where we're not looking very likely to get favourable trading terms with like 3/4 of our total trade at least. And COVID, which for all the news of a vaccine is still a highly complex problem. Just rolling out the vaccine will be a highly complex problem, but I'll talk about that later today. Even Trump didn't do anything this stupid, did he? I know he did the thing with the Sharpie. Yeah, there was Sharpie Gate. Yeah, that was quite bad. Is that as bad as this? It's on that level, isn't it? Dear God. But anyway, I'd better leave it there. I'd better leave it there. I honestly could not believe this. But try it out yourself. by all means. Hope you found the video interesting. If you did, don't forget to click the like button, and if you'd like to support the channel further, please click the Patreon link for details. And until next time, I'll see you later.